break this down. Why do I feel like this is so prevalent? For this reason, I kneel before the Father. This practice is stretching. It is simply stretching, and to kneel is a stretch, okay? So we're bowing down in honor and reverence to something that is higher than us. We understand that there is something bigger than us out there, from whom every family in heaven and on earth derives its name. That is the root and the sacral. We as people are formed from dirt. The root is red, primarily to me, because we were formed from red clay. Where we would have been birthed was formed from red clay. And it says, and derives its name, from whom every family in heaven and on earth derives its name. So that's the root, how we were formed, but also the sacral, the art and identity of every single one of us. He is the potter, right? And we were created in his like and image. We were created as a piece of art. That is recognition to the sacral, that birth itself, life itself formed there, the ground that we came from, and the artistic nature that we talked about yesterday that comes from the sacral. I pray that out of his glorious riches, he may strengthen you with power through his spirit in your inner being. Power and inner being is what we're going to talk about today. The solar plexus is your core identity. It is your core foundation. It is your core sense of values. It is the core, and all three work together. But right now, today, we're going to focus on the solar plexus, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts. From there, we move up to our heart, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, that root, that's core foundation. I told you the heart starts to break middle ground. So we are rooted and established in love. That's the heart. May have power together with all the Lord's holy people. To me, that is still the throat. That is still you. Remember, we talked, the throat speaks up for justice. It speaks up for other people. It disciples. It helps. It works in community and network. That is your voice. Together with all the Lord's holy people to grasp how wide and how long and high and deep is the love of Christ. We need to understand that we are all God's children. Whether somebody is a believer or not, they are still likened and made and created in his image. So how do you find ways to get along with even the people that don't believe the same as you? Here we are. And to know this love that surpasses knowledge, third eye, spiritual knowledge, spiritual wisdom, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God, the crown. Remember, as we go through this practice, we are breathing up. We are breathing all of it up and out so that we grow, so that we mature in our spiritual walk. And whether you call that Buddha, whether you call that Allah, whether you call that Jesus, Yeshua, God, I care, but my core foundation is to care that we can operate in unity and love.